Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to another episode of DSG Talk. Ramadan Kareem to all the Muslims who are fasting right now. I hope कि सबके रोजे अभी तक अच्छे गुजर रहे होंगे, and I welcome you all to another episode of DSG Talks. As promised, this season we are bringing brand new topics with top-notch guests. So just like that, today we're going to talk about a very interesting topic, a very right now hit topic. So as you know, कि पाकिस्तान में currently there is an economic instability, there's a political disruption, so जिसकी वजह से सारी industries, सारे businesses affect हो रहे हैं. We, being the solar energy providers, being the EPC leaders, we specialize in industrial projects. So हमने इन दोनों टॉपिक्स को कंबाइन करके सोचा कि हम इस बारे में बात करें कि ये जो इंडस्ट्रीज अफेक्ट हो रही हैं फ्रॉम द इकोनॉमिक इंस्टेबिलिटी, एनर्जी बीइंग वन ऑफ देयर इंडिस्पोजेबल फैक्टर्स, सो इसको कवर अप करके हाउ सोलर एनर्जी इज अ गेम चेंजर फॉर इंडस्ट्रीज. सो टुडे आई हैव विद माई सेल्फ मिस्टर ज़ैनुल आबिदीन. He is the solar guru, as we call him in the DSG Energy. He is the COO at DSG Energy. He has ample experience in the solar energy business. So बड़ी मुश्किल से आज I've got the time from Sir Zain. So without any delay, I'll hop into the topic. So how are you, sir?
Alhamdulillah, Aman, I'm doing very well. Thank you very much for having me on the show again. And Ramadan Kareem mubarakbad sabko dena chahunga on behalf of the DSG team. Thank you very much for having me, Aman.
Thank you so much for taking out the time.
Absolutely.
So, sir, just maybe I was explaining the topic to the viewers as well. So I'll start off कि since हम लोग एक ऐसा topic है कि it's a problem and then it's a solution. So I'll come on the problem first. कि हम लोग currently जो सारे crisis देख रहे हैं, where I'll use the word crisis because it's such an economic instability. हम लोग energy की condition देखें. So how do you think that this economic instability is affecting the industries?
पहले तो आपने बड़े खतरनाक टॉपिक के लिए मुझे इधर बिठा दिया. तो खैर इकोनॉमिक इंस्टेबिलिटी की अगर बात करूं, ट्राई टू शुगर कोट थिंग्स अ लिटिल बिट. सो अगर इकोनॉमिक इंस्टेबिलिटी की बात करें तो आई थिंक द होल वर्ल्ड हैज बीन अफेक्टेड बाय इट. देयर इज नॉट इवन अ सिंगल कंट्री जहां इन्फ्लेशन आई. अगर बात करें बहुत बेसिक लेवल पे बात करें तो एक घर के राशन से लेके जो है वो घर के सारे चीजें वगैरह लेने तक जो है सारी चीजें बहुत ज्यादा इन्फ्लेटेड है. यू स्टार्ट फ्रॉम द वेरी बेसिक थिंग्स सच एज ग्रोसरीज इन द हाउस होल्ड. सो कंसिडरिंग दोस इम्पैक्ट्स, खास करके जब हम एक ग्लोबल सप्लाई चेन में जब एक पाकिस्तान जो ऑटोमेटिकली ग्लोबल सप्लाई चेन के अंदर आते हैं, दिस हैज अफेक्टेड द होल वर्ल्ड. When we talk about supply chain issues globally and considering the economic impacts of it, but definitely Pakistan has its role in the global market as well, जिसकी वजह से ओवरऑल पाकिस्तान में भी काफी ज्यादा इम्पैक्ट आया, जिसका डायरेक्ट इम्पैक्ट मैं ये कहना चाहूंगा कि इंडस्ट्रीज के ऊपर बहुत आया. अब इकोनॉमिक इंस्टेबिलिटी अगर मैं सिर्फ पाकिस्तान की बात करूं तो देयर हैज डेफिनेटली बीन अ ह्यूज इम्पैक्ट बिकॉज ऑफ द फैक्ट दैट our reserves are falling short and the deficit for imports against export is increasing day by day. So unfortunately, the government had to put a ban on the imports, और imports को government ने दो parts में जो है segregate कर दिया. एक वो part है जो essential items हैं और एक वो part है जो non-essential items हैं. So regardless of the fact कि essential items जो हैं वो obviously essential as the name says, और non-essential items वो हैं जिनकी वजह से मे बी शायद जिंदगी नहीं रुकती, चलती रहती है, लेकिन फिर भी उसकी वजह से बहुत बड़ा इकोनॉमिक इम्पैक्ट जो है वो ओवरऑल कंट्री के ऊपर भी आता है और इवेंचुअली जो है वो इंडस्ट्रीज के ऊपर भी आता है.
बिल्कुल. अब
इम्पोर्ट्स बैन है और हर जगह जहां भी जाके हम सुनते हैं कि इम्पोर्ट्स बैन है, स्पेशली हम तो यहाँ सोलर के अंदर बैठे हैं तो सोलर की इम्पोर्ट्स बैन हुई है.
क्रेजी टाइम्स.
तो डेफिनेटली दीज आर वेरी क्रेजी टाइम्स. सो अनफॉर्चुनेटली दीज आर टाइम्स दैट वी हैव टू मूव ऑन एंड वी हैव टू सर्वाइव थ्रू दीज टाइम्स. और ऐसे वक्तों में ही हमारा विजन और आई थिंक कंट्री का भी इस टाइम पे यही विजन होना चाहिए कि ऐसे वक्तों को भी एज एन देखेंगे इसमें से कैसे अपॉर्चुनिटीज निकल सकती है, एंड वी हैव टू बिल्ड ऑन दोज अपॉर्चुनिटीज एंड वी हैव टू सर्वाइव थ्रू दिस टाइम. सो बेस्ड ऑन व्हाट आई थिंक, आई बिलीव दिस इज अ टाइम दैट रिक्वायर्स फॉर सर्वाइवल ऑफ द बेस्ट एंड सर्वाइवल ऑफ द फिटेस्ट. एंड इंशाल्लाह वंस वी आर थ्रू दिस टाइम, एंड by this time I mean कि economic time से इंशाल्लाह अच्छा वक्त जरूर आएगा. It is right around the corner and we just have to definitely pray for it and definitely work for it. So those are my 2 cents on that.
Very well explained, sir. So I really like the part where you said that it's a stepping stone towards I'd use the word of our tagline, greener future, a brighter future. So looking at the solutions when you talk about, अगर हम इंडस्ट्री की बात करें तो हमारे पास basic Pakistan has textile, rice, FMCGs and whatnot. So उन सब में एक जो common factor आता है, that's their electricity cost, because definitely energy, fuel, it's getting consumption. So इसमें I think that it's a high time that they should embrace renewables and all. So what's your idea of that? That how in these times solar energy can be the game changer?
देखिए, मेजर इंडस्ट्रीज की अगर मैं बात करूँ और उसको मैं कुछ पाकिस्तान की इंपोर्ट से भी रिलेट करना चाहूँगा कि हमारा एक मेजर इंपोर्ट का पार्ट आता है फ्यूल में.
बिल्कुल.
एंड व्हेनेवर वी पुट अप अ सोलर पावर प्लांट, चाहे वो किसी रेजिडेंस के ऊपर हो या किसी एक बड़ी फैक्ट्री इंडस्ट्री के ऊपर हो या IPP स्केल के ऊपर पावर प्लांट हो, तो whenever you put up an industrial solar power plant or large scale solar power plant or renewable energy power plant for that matter, then you are using your indigenous resources to produce electricity. And when you do that, you basically reduce the burden of that electricity being powered or being generated by fuel that is imported. So you are directly cutting down on cost. पहले तो किसी भी renewable energy project के ऊपर जो है वो scope होता है. And this I believe is very in detail explained in the IGCEP report for 2022 as well. So that can be वो भी एक विजन है पाकिस्तान का. Inshallah, we are all hands on deck with the NEPRA team as well. We are hoping the IGCEP vision will take forward as well. So coming back to the point, when we talk about energy in the industry, I think it is about 30 to 40% of any business for that matter. आप टेक्सटाइल की बात कर लें, आप सीमेंट इंडस्ट्री की बात कर लें, बहुत एनर्जी इंटेंसिव जो है वो उसका प्रोसेस होता है. तो there's textile, there's cement, then there's sugar, then there's steel. स्टील में आपका तकरीबन 80 to 90% जो है वो मोस्टली आपका जो है वो एनर्जी बिल की तरफ जाता है. So when you consider all these big industry, large industrial zones, and you consider that their electricity is coming from a renewable resource or is coming from a source that is being produced indigenously, so automatically the burden on imports will reduce. So this is something जो already industry जो वो steps ले रही है. We are seeing a very huge revolution coming in by CTBCM as well. CTBCM के अंडर भी बहुत सारे projects होंगे, but there is one specific project that is being conducted right now जिसका अभी एक RFQ stage में भी है. That's a 600 megawatt Port Addu project for solar power plant. Again, that project, inshallah, if that project goes through, then we'll have 600 megawatts of solar electricity coming into the national grid. And again, that will be a burden that's reduced on the import cost or the fuel cost.
Definitely. So, sir, I'll get the question from the points you mentioned. You mentioned CTBCM, you mentioned this figure project as well. So I can see that the government is trying to cope up, the government is trying to put up more rules and regulations. So what's your thought on that? What the government is doing to put up renewable energy more into the energy mix of Pakistan, and what needs to be done in your perspective?
देखिए, पहले तो मैं जरा गवर्नमेंट के शूज में आके मैं ये भी कहना चाहूँगा the government is going through a very tough time, and I believe whoever is in our government, not being politically biased, we should support our government on that note as well. And by government, I believe I am talking about the जो इदारे हमारे साथ काम करते हैं for energy, for the development of projects, development of power projects in Pakistan. Especially the fact that NEPRA has taken such important steps in Pakistan to introduce the IGCEP to make sure that CTBCM is rolling over, and CTBCM takes its first steps in Pakistan. Market operator license भी जो है वो अभी recently जो है CPPAG को जो दे दिया गया है. तो inshallah we will be looking forward to a revolution in Pakistan when it comes to power projects hopefully.
So sir, the point is that the government is also doing its part, the industry is also taking a step forward, but still I see that there's a big chunk that still needs to be solarized. So our potential is way too much. We've used just 5 to 6%. So what do you think? Challenges क्या आ रहे हैं? Issue क्या है? Why it's not rapid? Are we going to see that ये इतनी slow ही हमारी ये revolution आएगी, या we are foreseeing कि आने वाले time में solar is the future?
देखिए, मैं अगर 2014-2015 की अगर बात करें तो I'm very sure our viewers would be aware of the fact that state bank financing scheme was something that was a game changer in the Pakistani industrial market for solar. I believe we, out of all our projects, 90 to 95% of our projects that we had taken on board for the industries are done on the renewable energy financing scheme. Unfortunately, due to the economic conditions and the instability in our country recently, we've been facing the fact that State Bank is not exactly issuing funds for these projects, or it is on hold for that matter. we support the fact that State Bank has been very supportive in this, and NEPRA of course has been very supportive in this, because recently for the first time in the past couple of years we've seen that this policy has been extended for not 1 but 2 years. So ये एक वो स्टेप था जो गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से या मैं स्टेट बैंक की तरफ से कहूंगा कि लिया गया था to promote renewable energy. Unfortunately, due to the fact that we are lacking funds or we are lacking foreign investment or foreign reserves for that matter, जिस वजह से बेसिकली अभी ये जो है वो एक पॉज के स्टेट में है. तो अगर आप देखें तो ये ट्रेंड जो है वो पाकिस्तानियों ने बहुत जबरदस्त तरीके से ग्रास्प भी किया है, एंड आई बिलीव दैट आवर नेशन इज ऑन द राइट ट्रैक टू अडॉप्ट रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी. और आज भी मैं एक न्यूज़ पढ़ा था कि एक हाइड्रोजन बेस्ड पावर प्रोजेक्ट्स की बातें कर रहे हैं. सो वी आर ऑन द ट्रैक टू एक्सप्लोर मोर फ्यूल्स, एक्सप्लोर मोर रिन्यूएबल और मोर इंडिजिनस फ्यूल्स फॉर दैट मैटर. उसके ऊपर भी काम हो रहा है. और मैं सिर्फ ये इस पॉइंट के आखिरी नोट में ये कहना चाहूंगा कि अगर आप ट्रैक देख लें कि जिस तरह से हमारे पास पिछले 4 सालों के अंदर जो है वो सोलर एनर्जी का एक बूम आया था पाकिस्तान में, तो अभी इस टाइम को या इस वक्त को लेके आई वुड से कि हम इस चीज को डीमोरलाइज ना हो कि बिल्कुल स्टॉप लग गया है, कुछ नहीं होगा. तो इंशाल्लाह दिस इज अ पॉज, और इंशाल्लाह जरूर जो है वो इट विल बैक अप, एंड व्हेन इट इज बैक ऑन ट्रैक इट विल गो विद अ बूम इंशाल्लाह. So inshallah in the coming future or in the coming days or months, inshallah we'll see that there will be a lot of industrial projects or a lot of IPP scale projects that will be going on in Pakistan, hopefully.
Perfectly. I hope we are looking at a brighter future, and the favorite part about doing a session with you and DSG Talks is that we are always looking at the brighter side. So I think I'm putting up the questions which are really like questioning and alarming, and you're giving a brighter side to that, so that's really appreciative. And so I'll give the question that since it's always good to lead by example, so considering the topic, I'd like you to mention few of the industrial project of ours which are like big examples, like Sapphire, which have gone through massive projects. There are massive plants there who are running, who are adding up to their energy mixes. So if you can tell about few projects of DSG in the industrial sector.
I think Aman, ये आपको सवाल के जवाब ना खुद ही रहना चाहिए, because of business development has been all over LinkedIn with these projects and all. But let me share a few projects here as well, जिसका एक्चुअली मुझे लगता है कि एक स्टडी किस्म का इम्पैक्ट जो है वो ग्रिड के ऊपर है. सो वी रिसेंटली डिड आई बिलीव 6 megawatt project in Bhutan as well, which is connected at Masood spinning mill in Kabirwala. So the project is partly on the rooftop, it is partly on the ground as well. But one special thing about the project is this whole project is directly connected to their mill, and they're consuming that electricity supply. So the fact that particular industry is producing its own electricity, it is moving on a sustainable path. कि कल को अगर फ्यूल प्राइसेस भी ऊपर चली जाती हैं, कल को किसी भी वजह से जो है एनर्जी का कोई डेफिसिट आता है, एनर्जी की प्रॉब्लम्स आती है, तो दे हैव अ सस्टेनेबल मींस ऑफ देयर इलेक्ट्रिसिटी प्रोडक्शन. Similarly, we recently did a project with Diamond Fabrics as well. That was a 4.25 megawatt project. And I believe the best part about that project was the whole fact that we automated the project on not only a solar level, but on a level where all their power generation was on one side, all their load center was on the other side. So they have power generation which is based on gas gensets as well. They have diesel gensets. Then they have a 4.25 megawatt solar power plant, and they have a WAPDA connection as well.
Nice.
So they are utilizing their energy mix, and they're improving the efficiency of their utilization as well. Meaning that they're utilizing solar to the full potential, then they're utilizing their gas gensets, and remaining burden is basically on the grid. So there are projects like these, and there are industries like these which take steps towards sustainability. And by steps towards sustainability, I would like to mention here a particular industry which we did in Multan as well, in the Multan Industrial Estate, which was MG Apparel. So this is Pakistan's first highest points LEED certified industry where we installed a solar power plant. And everything, absolutely everything about not only our project but that industry is everything speaks sustainability. Right. So there are obviously the layman in Pakistan does not exactly know everything about the projects that are going on in Pakistan. लेकिन मैं आपको ये जरूर बताना चाहूँगा कि अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह कि एक वो नेगेटिव पिक्चर हमें जरूर मिल रही होती है, लेकिन उसकी पॉजिटिव साइड भी ये है कि there are people and there are industrialists, there are people with influence who are trying to make things sustainable. They are trying to make a change, and inshallah we're on that path as well. और हम ये अपने भी viewers से ही चाहेंगे कि बेशक कि जितना भी हार्श टाइम हो, जितना भी मुश्किल वक्त हो, उस चीज की तरफ देखें कि हम इसको किस तरीके से जो है वो अपने फेवर में या पॉजिटिव तरीके से जो है उसको आगे लेके चल सकते हैं. तो दिस इज समथिंग दैट द इंडस्ट्रीज आर ऑलरेडी डूइंग एंड अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह वी हैव टेकन अ ह्यूज चंक आउट ऑफ इट एंड वी आर वर्किंग टुवर्ड्स more of it.
Great to know, sir. Great to know. It's always so good to see industries shifting towards sustainability. And in every post of ours, in every where we tell about our projects, we definitely mention the sustainability part, because we think that this is the way forward and this is how it should be. So I have a question here, which is a question of many as well. कि मैंने आपसे पिछली दफा भी एक क्वेश्चन किया था. I'll not repeat the same question, जो कि लोगों का बड़ा फेवरेट क्वेश्चन रहा है कि क्या पूरी इंडस्ट्री सोलर पे चल जाती है. So I really liked your answer. It was like that always a good option to go for is an energy mix. So if you can tell the people watching, does this energy mix का जो criteria है कि how much solar you should add, how much hydro you should add, does it vary industry from industry, or is there a particular rule for that? How it should be done?
Okay, there are this is a very wide question. I would like to summarize it shortly. There is a variety of sources that multiple industries use. जिस तरह से अगर मैं शुगर की बात करूं तो कोजेन प्लांट्स होते हैं. सीमेंट इंडस्ट्री की बात करूं तो वेस्ट हीट रिकवरी प्लांट्स जो हैं इन मेगावाट स्केल्स होते हैं. लोकल इंडस्ट्री की बात करूं, जैसे टेक्सटाइल इंडस्ट्री है तो दे जनरली यूज दे टेक आउट स्टीम फ्रॉम गैस इंजन फ्रॉम एज वेल. गैस इंजन से इलेक्ट्रिसिटी प्रोड्यूस करते हैं, वहां से स्टीम लेते हैं. तो हर एक इंडस्ट्री के ना डायनामिक्स डिफरेंट होते हैं. लाइक आई सेड प्रीवियसली एज वेल, the art of getting the right energy mix is a fact. आप ये देखें कि आपको किस टाइम पे कौन सी रिसोर्स, बेस्ट रिसोर्स जो है वो इट इज द चीपेस्ट रिसोर्स, इट इज द बेस्ट रिसोर्स एंड इज सस्टेनेबल. क्योंकि गैस भी जो मिलती है वो, अब मैं फॉर योर नॉलेज भी बता दूं कि इंडस्ट्रीज को भी वो एक लिमिटेड टाइम के लिए मिलती है. वो एक पर आवर कंजम्पशन की बेसिस के ऊपर चल रहे होते हैं. So this is basically a message for those industries who are looking forward to go towards solar, कि अपने एनर्जी मिक्स को जो है वो देखें कि किस तरह से वो बन सकता है, कैसे सस्टेनेबल हो सकता है और कितना सोलर लगाना चाहिए उस एनर्जी मिक्स को ताकि वो सस्टेनेबल रहे. Exactly. Now we're doing a project with another huge textile group, and understandably they have multiple textile mills or multiple mills on their portfolio. So वो एक एक करके अपनी सारी मिल्स को जो है वो सोलराइज कर रहे हैं, और वो ये भी नहीं कह रहे कि जितना लोड है सारा जो है वो सोलर के ऊपर लेके जा रहे हैं, but they are doing it in parts. One obviously for a financial reason के initial investment directly solar के ऊपर काफी ज्यादा होती है, and the fact that banks are not providing loans right now on the state bank financing scheme. Secondly, एक बहुत स्ट्रेटेजिक इंपॉर्टेंट बात है कि आजकल सप्लाई चेन के जो इश्यूज है उनको मद्देनजर देखते हुए करें. सो बाइंग एट द राइट टाइम इज ऑल्सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. It's not only just for solar, but for any kind of power generation that industries are taking up. So like I said previously as well, it is the right time that you buy any kind of power generation for your industry or for your factory, and it is the right energy mix that you need. So taking up any consultant, taking up an electrical consultant, taking up people from solar from the industry to understand what is the right energy mix. And I believe we have हम भी बल्कि डेली बेसिस पे अपने क्लाइंट से भी एजुकेट हो रहे होते हैं कि कुछ कस्टमर्स होते हैं जिन्हें गैस जेनसेट्स के साथ चला रहे होते हैं सोलर, कुछ जो है वो डीजल जेनसेट्स के साथ चला रहे होते हैं, कुछ सीमेंट इंडस्ट्रीज या कुछ शुगर इंडस्ट्रीज जो हैं वो अपने कोजेन प्लांट्स के साथ भी जो है, जनरेशन प्लांट्स के साथ भी जो है उसको एनर्जी मिक्स के साथ चला रहे होते हैं. तो कब किस टाइम पे चलाना है, आई बिलीव दिस इज अ वेरी इंडस्ट्री स्पेसिफिक क्वेश्चन.
Perfect. Very well explained, sir. And I believe that we are always there to help the industries in identifying their energy mix. Whoever comes to us, we give them a thorough, customized solution. So that's the way to go. Lastly, I'll just ask the last question: that what will be your advice to all the businesses that are being affected by the economic times and the industries, and how they can switch to solar, how they can make other sustainable practices to relieve in this time to get through this? So what will be your message?
पहले तो ये कहना चाहूंगा, I understand that it is easier said than done, but this is a hard time, और इसमें कोई शक नहीं है कि पाकिस्तान is going through a very rough or tough economic time and a very politically unstable time as well. But we should always look towards a brighter future. We should always look towards कि आप किस तरह से आने वाले वक्त को जो है वो बेहतर कर सकते हैं. It's just human psychology कि आप अगर सोचते रहेंगे कि आगे जो है वो खड्डा है, आगे गिरना ही है, तो फिर आपके हाथ जरूर गिरेंगे. So it's the fact that we need to have more positivity in our views, in our visions, and this is definitely for the people who are watching this, for the decision makers, or for the people who actually have influence on the industry as well. Yeah, we will inshallah move towards a future which is definitely sustainable, and definitely the energy that we use comes from sustainable sources. So that is something that we definitely need to look forward to.
Perfect. So thank you so much, sir. It's been a pleasure, and I'll definitely bug you for more sessions in the future. It's always a pleasure to have you. So thank you so much. And I think that's pretty much it for the viewers. I hope this session was insightful for you. And my message for the people watching will be that it's always a high time to look at the brighter side of the picture. So we are together moving towards a greener future of Pakistan, and I'll urge you all to use sustainable practices so that we can put in our part towards it. So thank you so much for joining in, and we'll be back with another episode very soon. Allah Hafiz.